All right, so you know what time it is, man. Another day, another iPhone 16 Pro Max case review video. Hopefully you guys are locked in, subscribed, and liked and all that, man, because I got so many cases to go through for the 16 Pro Max. I don't know which one to do which day. So y'all let me know in the comment section down below what case video did you want to see next, and we're going to vibe out like that. But today we are looking at the Rhinoshield SolidSuit. Slow down, T. Little hype this Monday morning. The Rhinoshield SolidSuit, man. Shout out to Rhinoshield for sending me tons of cases over. And you know we're going to be getting into some more Rhinoshield goodies coming up very soon. But this right here is one of the OGs. I love the SolidSuit. I used to love it. It used to be one of my favorite cases. Then Rhinoshield started to tweak and mess with things. But I feel like this SolidSuit for the 16 series is kind of getting back to its roots a little bit. And I'm so glad to see it. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Now, when it comes to the SolidSuit, it's going to be kind of a flexible TPU-ish material. Now, I know some of you may look at that and be like, wait a minute, T, that's way too flimsy. It's not, man. I'm just really gripping it. This thing is actually very stiff, have a super duper tight fit. You will see that when we get to the fit section, but this thing is very sturdy material. Nothing flimsy, no $15, $12 Amazon special case when it comes to this right here, all right? Of course, you're gonna have that MagSafe. This is gonna be kind of a matte-ish material, you know, so you're not gonna get any kind of texture. I think it has decent grip, all right? I really think over the years, Rhinoshield used to be what they called a slippery suit, all right, for the OGs out there. But now I feel like this material that they're using is kind of bringing some grip back. So I really love to see it. MagSafe magnet and all. And let's go ahead and weigh the specs and everything. And then we'll kind of get into the number one thing that I love about SolidSuits, and that's going to be the customization. So let's go ahead and drop it down on the scale. As you can see, it's going to weigh 43 grams with the 16 Pro Max. Well, no, just case alone. Popping the 16 Pro Max in, dropping it down on the scale now, we're looking at 283 grams, all right? Now, like I stated to you, man, before we start talking about the actual case itself, I've been running this for the weekend, and I like it, but this color just really isn't for me. I like to sauce up my Rhinoshield just a little bit more to give me a little bit more oomph to them when we're talking about the cases. Now, the thing that I love about Rhinoshield is you can basically customize to your liking what you want to see when it comes to your case. So this is more my speed. I like the blue, especially paired with the white titanium. The thing about Rhinoshield, man, is you can actually customize your buttons. So as you can see right here, I have blue buttons, but I don't really want to go with the necessarily blue buttons to match with the case. I want to go with the white buttons, as you can see here. So let's go ahead and open it up. And let's dump all the buttons out, all right? And basically what we're gonna do is just pop them in. That's the one thing about Rhinoshield. They were almost like the originators of this independent button, interchangeable buttons. They've been doing it for so long, and they really did a good job at it. And I feel like they are the gold standard when it comes to these interchangeable buttons because they've been doing it a lot before everybody, man. So that just looks a little bit more better when it comes to popping these white buttons on this blue case. I absolutely love that contrast. Let's get that trash up out of here. Next, you can also switch out the camera rings. Now, before, these camera rings was a pain in the you-know-what to replace, but I feel like this year they did make it a lot easier to where you can pop these camera rings in just fine. So let's go ahead and get, of course, a matching white camera ring, and then we're gonna turn it around, and we're basically gonna pop this camera ring, boom, 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 in there just like that. And I'm not sure why my button just popped out also, but boom, let's pop it all in. And this, in my opinion, just looks a lot more better, you know, a lot cleaner than the actual all one solid case. That's just my personal opinion. So let's go ahead and slap the phone in here. And this is basically how that white titanium is going to look with this configuration Rhinoshield. Now, of course, you can go out and buy a base Rhinoshield, and then you can kind of customize the buttons and different things like that when you check out, so you can get the perfect combination that you want when it comes to color scheme on your SolidSuit. Now, first thing that we got to talk about, let's go ahead and check out that late on the table protection. Now, one thing about the SolidSuit, this thing has always had very solid protection, and you're going to have a nice lip that goes all the way around. As you can see, let me get up close. You have a decent little lip, nothing too crazy, but this will give you some decent drop protection when we are talking about dropping it down face first. I don't think you'll be good to go. I've ran the Rhinoshield for a long time back in the day. These never had an issue when we were talking about protection. Now, flipping it over on the back, let's go ahead and take a look at that camera protection. As you can see, those cameras are recessed down up in there. You don't have to worry about that. You really don't got to worry about that with any case. I don't know why I really talk about that every single case review, because there's no cameras that's going to be protruding past the case protection, all right? And then, but you know, they are protected. But for all my wobbly boys out there, for you guys who love to use your phone with the little wobble, it does still indeed wobble. All right, let's go ahead and move over to the fit. How does this case fit on the phone? And before, the Rhinoshield SolidSuit used to fit so tight, people were complaining, oh, it takes too much to get it off. That's what we want. We don't want loose fitting cases. We like tight things. Y'all know what I'm talking about when it comes to this channel. Now, when it comes to this, man, starting off at the top, all right, just regularly, casually moving, you're gonna have to really get your finger in there to really really get it up in there, man, so you can get it to move, as you can see right there. So very, very stiff sides. Come along the side, even where the buttons are, you get a very stiff fit. Not much movement at all. Coming all down the sides, you're gonna get a little bit of movement. The most movement I think that you probably will see is down here by the camera control button, but it's still very stiff, and that is not something that you're gonna have to worry about down here. Going along the bottom, very stiff also, no movement whatsoever. That's the fit that I expect when it comes to the SolidSuit. Now, popping this case on, this case is on. All right, she's not going nowhere. Popping all the corners on. Very nice pop all the way around. Very solid fit. This case is in here. It doesn't wiggle around. It doesn't move. The bad boy is in there, and it is in there good. Checking out all the cutouts. Let me make sure I'm looking at it myself. Yep, I gotta pay attention to this, man, because some companies are just fumbling so bad when it comes to the cutouts, but these are equal. These are clean and good to go. Now, while we're here, let's go ahead and test out those buttons. Very nice power button. Very nice buttons, very nice and tactile. That's what you expect when it comes to this SolidSuit. Now, of course, you already know what we gotta talk about, man. Let's move over to the camera control button. But before we move over to the camera control button, I've seen this comment in another video of mine. Why do most companies use lanyard holes? I want them to kind of just slowly get rid of them, because I don't know how many of you out there use lanyards on your cases. You let me know in the comment section down below. Do you use a lanyard so you can have it on your wrist, like a hula hoop on your wrist, when you go out? Just let me know. Maybe I'm not the demographic for it, but you guys let me know. But let's go ahead and talk about the camera control button, which is one of the most controversial points when it comes to 16 accessories. Now, the way they did theirs is don't have a problem with it. All right. I know some of you are going to write cases off because they don't have a camera control button. But if you have to do one, this is the way you do it, with deep grooves, you know, deeper grooves at a level 7 or whatever your boy Jerry Riggs says. But this has nice tapered corners. You can see right here, very nice and tapered to where when your finger is in the finger jokes is going to be wild for the 16 Pro Max. But when your finger is actually on the camera control button, you really don't get anything that's really impeding it. So I feel like if you had to use it this way, it's personally fine. I love the taper. It's comfortable, and it's very clean the way it looks. Not a big bite out of crime, as I always say. Very clean. If that's the way you have to do it, it really reminds me of something like the Kadabe sheath when we were talking about how clean they made it. So in my opinion, I don't have any problem with this camera control button. All of the corners is tapered, so when you're smoothing when you're running your finger like this, it doesn't have any rough points. I think Rhinoshield did a decent job when we were talking about the camera control area. Of course, I still would like to see that dedicated button just because of an aesthetic and smoothness factor when it comes to it all. Now, grip. Let's go ahead and talk about the grip. Now, before, this case used to be so slippery. They changed things up a little bit and made the case feel a little bit more rubbery, a little bit more silicone-y, and I don't know. Like I was saying, Saucony shoes. For all you young kids, you may not know what Sauconys are, even though they might be bringing it back with all you young kids fashion. But when you holding it in hand, I feel like it does have a decent grip now. It does not feel as slippery as they used to. And when they changed it, it had a little bit of grip texture, but now I really like the way this feels when we are talking about the grip. So I think they did a really good job when it comes to the grip. Some may still feel it's a little bit slippery, but in my opinion, I can run this no problem and I'll be completely fine with it. Now, let's go ahead and test out that MagSafe strength. Let's see what she's talking about, because one thing about Rhinoshield, they were late to the party when it came to MagSafe, but guess what? They made a strong magnet when they did. So when they came out swinging, and they made a strong MagSafe. So as you see right here, this bad boy has not missed any days in the gym. MagSafe magnet looking very good, very strong. Let's go ahead and pop the wallet up here. So if you want to use a MagSafe wallet, I do just imitation of this, maybe sliding in and out of your jeans. Your jeans might be a little tighter, might be a little bit looser. That's not me to decide, but this is the kind of way that if you have a MagSafe wallet, how much it will dance and twerk and move around on the back of your case. Not doing a whole bunch, but you will get a little movement. MagSafe magnet when it comes to that wallet. This is a new little shake test that I'm starting to do when it comes to these cases. All right, I don't got time for two because I don't got time to be tearing stuff up in here. But the magnet is pretty decent when it comes to your MagSafe water. But one thing that you guys love to see, let's go ahead and get into that mag shake test. All right, we're gonna do light shake, nothing. Okay, to make sure I'm not pressing the power button. Medium. Let's try that one more time. All right, medium shake. Okay, so you see it is coming off with medium shake, but the MagSafe magnet up here is still very strong. I don't have any problem with it. They don't have to make it weaker. They don't have to make it any stronger. It is perfectly fine in my opinion, man. So the Rhinoshield SolidSuit sitting at 45 bucks. You can head over to their website. You can kind of maybe go on Amazon and get some too, but don't do that, man. Head over to the website down below. Use the code T10 to take 10% off your order, and that's going to last up until October 15th. So if you want a Rhinoshield SolidSuit, go and get out there, go ahead and grab it, man. I really like this case, love the customization that you can do. A lot of cases has interchangeable buttons, but they don't allow you to change and mix the colors up like this. It's very few in the market, so I like it, man. I might be using this on my phone for a few days because I like the SolidSuit, man. I like that they kind of listened, came back, made it a little bit tighter, kind of made that camera ring a little bit easier to get pressed in. And I'm a fan. I actually really like the SolidSuit, man. So hit the links down below. Make sure you go out there and pick one up. Of course, I'm about to say something like my son always says, but tons of Rhinoshield content coming soon. But if you're a clear case lover and you want to show off the color of that iPhone, you have that new Desert Titanium, check out Rhinoshield's clear case, and I'll be sure to link that right here.